In today's Community Focus, we're joined by the director of Rhode Island's Department of Labor and Training, Matt Weldon. He joins us twice a month here on 12 News Now at 4. Director, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
I want to start with the work search requirement. It was reinstated yesterday. That requirement had been lifted for most of the pandemic, and I know your office is getting a lot of questions from people who are collecting benefits. So what do people need to know? How does this reinstating of this requirement impact them?
Sure. So unemployment insurance is a temporary income support program. It's always required people to be able to work, available for work, and to actively seek work while they receive this temporary income support while they're searching for their new job. We had suspended that requirement during the pandemic for good reason. There just weren't jobs to go to when the government had to shut down significant segments of the economy, and because of the health and safety concerns that we were dealing with at the time. It's now been reinstated, which means that everyone collecting unemployment, be regular unemployment or pandemic unemployment, needs to be actively looking for at least 3 jobs per week or engaging in work search activities, which they can do on backtoworkri.com.
And what type of proof do they have to provide when they certify?
Well, we have a form available on our website, dlt.ri.gov, where they can also just keep their own log on a pad at home. What they should be able to do is write down what they're doing, when they did it, who they spoke with, and they don't need to submit it to us to get their payment. With 69,000 people a week requesting payments, it would be impractical to think that we're going to look at all of those before we issue a payment. However, if we do call and ask for it, they will need to provide that proof before we can move forward with their claim.
Another law that I believe went into effect also yesterday was the change that allows Rhode Islanders to earn up to 150% of their weekly benefits before they lose their eligibility, so they can continue to collect that extra $300 a week. What's your message to folks who might be worried about going back to work now that there has been this change?
I think it should help people get back to work, Kim. That's one of the reasons we worked on it. We were so grateful that the Assembly moved it as quickly as they did. This would allow people to go back to work and stay connected to the unemployment system while they get back into the economy. It'll allow people to earn up to 1.5 times what their weekly benefit amount is before they're disconnected. We think it's going to show some good results in the weeks to come.
I want to talk to you about the monthly jobs report. It came out last week, and through April of this year, the state's economy has recovered about 63% of the jobs that it lost during the shutdown. How do we get to 100%, and how long do you think that's going to take?
Well, the economy's been fully reopened now, and I think that month over month we're going to start to see better reports. I think people are going to head back to the jobs as they become available. The work search requirement is sure going to help, and as is that UI partial earnings bill we just discussed. All these things together with it's healthy and safe to return to work, I think we're going to start to see people get back soon.
I spotted a new survey from Wallet Hub. It puts Rhode Island at 50th place in terms of job recovery since the start of the pandemic, saying that Rhode Island's unemployment claims in mid-May were worse than they were that same week in 2020. Can you explain what's going on here?
Sure. I think it's one report, Kim, and we've discussed some of these reports before. Those numbers that we report on unemployment claims contain a lot of information. It contains new claim filings, claims that are refiled because a BYE is expired, claims that are duplicates. And I'm sure there are some fraudulent claims that were filed in there that we stopped and prevented from being paid. All that together, it makes it look like we have more claims than we do. The reality is that we've held steady between 67 and 69,000 people paid a week for the last several weeks. We think that number is going to come down, and there's no indication that our claim load is getting bigger.
So when you see that report, you're not concerned that Rhode Island is in last place? You don't think we're lagging behind our counterparts across the country?
Absolutely not. Rhode Island's unemployment rate dropped 0.7 of a point last month. We have a better unemployment rate than Mass and Connecticut. The U.S. rate is 6.1%. We're 6.3. New England on average is 6.2. We're showing good signs of an improved economy.
Director Matt Weldon from the Rhode Island Department of Labor and Training, thanks as always for your time.
Okay, thank you.